Hi, I'm your host, Ricky Booker. Welcome back to a brand new season in the Kitchen with the Breakfast Brothers.
It's time to get on up and whip it up with them Breakfast Brothers. It's time to get on up and whip it up with them Breakfast Brothers. Yeah, it's time to get on up and stir it up. It's time to get on stir it up and whip it up. Yeah, it's time to get on up.
Welcome back to a brand new episode in the Kitchen with the Breakfast Brothers. I'm your host, Ricky Booker. There are so many things in the world that brings us together. Good food, little conversation does it every time. And in the Kitchen with the Breakfast Brothers, we love feeding your soul. Food every day, all day. Today's guest, she's the Senior Vice President of the Concessions for the State Texas Fair. And also, this is very interesting, the first African-American female to work at the State Fair. Let's give a warm welcome for Melanie Linnear. Hey, how you doing?
I'm great.
Man, glad to have you. Glad to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Man, I'm going to jump right in because I'm really excited about this. And the one thing we said early on before the camera started, that a lot of people just think the fair is a carnival that comes once a year. So we're going to really let everybody know what it is you do and dissect what it is that you do so they can understand. And just because you got a restaurant don't mean that you can come up there and cook side plates and want to be in the concession.
It does not work like that.
No, but that's. I want to get started here. Tell me a little bit about what made you become part of this before. You know, we're gonna talk about it at the sit down where you was doing before. But you say, how long you been with the State Fair now?
35 years.
Wow, that's big.
I was the baby when I started.
Man.
35 years, but I came from a banking background, and I was actually recruited. You know, at the time that I joined the State Fair of Texas, the State Fair of Texas was looking to diversify their staff.
Right.
And so they did not have a diverse staff at that time. And so I was actually recruited. And at the time that they were reaching out to me, I didn't, I wasn't thinking a fair is where I want to work, But at the time, the bank was going through a lot of transitions, merging, acquisitions. And so I feel like, after 6 years in banking, it was time for me to do something different. And that's when I joined the staff at the State Fair. I came in as a secretary, and over the last, 35 years, I have enmeshed myself in the industry and just worked my way up to senior vice president over concessions. Now, the whole time I've been there, it has all been with the same department, food and beverage. So,
Man, so when you say concessions, food and beverage, if you had a restaurant or any type of background of cooking, how do, because I always wanted to be part of the fair. I just didn't have the know-how and where did I do and where I sign up. Do it take some time? Do you have to prepare a year out? What do you have to do to sign up as a concession?
We do an application process every year. January to March, and when we do that application process, we're looking for new, we're looking for different, we're looking for unique products. We're not just looking for the niche type items like turkey legs and funnel cake and corn dogs. We're looking for something different, a diverse menu mix often, because you get a diverse group of people that actually come to the fair. So we're looking for a diverse menu mix when we look at that whole application process.
Right. And you said something that is very interesting, because the outside world as a consumer, we think the fair is just like the carnival come every year. You just said y'all look at applications from January to March. So that tells me y'all have a staff that works year round?
We have a staff of 60 plus people that are there year round. In the last 10 years, that staff has grown to 60 plus people. When I started there 35 years ago, it was probably only 27, 28 of us. And the staff has grown to 60 plus people. We have accounting, we have marketing, we have PR, we have a maintenance department, we have a greenhouse team that grows a whole hydroponic garden, which is our Big Tex urban farm.
Right.
And we take those products and, we feed a lot of people in the Southern Dallas community through that Big Tex urban farm. So we're more than just a fair, it's our community involvement that we look at also. It's one of the 3 pillars of our mission statement, community involvement. So we're actively involved in the Southern Dallas community.
Year round. See, people, every time we get geared up for the 2 weeks for the State Fair, we can't wait till October, September, whenever it is. But she has a staff that works year round and set these things up. You see, she hearing it straight from the lady's mouth. The first Black African American female. That's amazing. You know, when it comes at 35 years ago, when it comes to the culture and the diversity of what you said early on, how many people, cultures, other cultures that you think is staffed there now?
3, 4. It's about 3 or 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a diverse mix now, and it does my heart good to see how we've grown and how our staff has diversified out. But we are a tight-knit group, you know. Thanks in part to our president, you know, and not just our president, but the staff itself, you know. But we are a diverse mix now, so.
I was reading an article just the other day on how, not just only African-American female, just how females now is a high percentage of CEOs, VPs, and in the background, I used to ask a question is, how is it as a female? But I see the percentage is high now to where the females are bosses now. And it comes to the point, where you think that may come from? You know, especially when you went in as 35 years ago as a secretary, is the mentality to be a hard worker, or is it just the know-how?
Coming on, you know, we're rolling into Women's History Month coming up in March, as of March 1st. And so the industry that I'm in, the fair industry as a whole, just 30, 40 years ago, it was a predominantly white, male-dominated industry.
Absolutely.
And so when it comes to that industry as a whole now, you're still not seeing the diverse mix in the fair industry, but you're seeing more women as CEOs of fairs, you know, stepping in and leading, where 40 years ago, that industry was not like that.
Okay. Well, what we're going to do now, we're going to talk a little bit more about the State Fair and your position and what you have going on year-round. But until then, we're going to go back to see what Luscious has going on.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Luscious Barbie. You already know I'm here for the game, okay? I'm here with Miss Melanie Linnear, and I cannot wait to play this game with you. But let me explain what's going on here. So I do the Breakfast Brothers game because the thing with the restaurant is Celebrity Brothers. I don't know if you see around the wall, don't look now, because you got 30 seconds on the clock. How many brothers can you give me? Now, no pressure, but right now the running, how many brothers in 30 seconds, is it about 6? I feel like you can give me about 10. No, because women, we just doing a little better. I don't know, let's try, let's see. 3, 2.
Russell and Ron Simmons.
Okay.
Ronald and Jasper Isley.
Okay.
She's a Celebrity Brother. Wante and Tiki Barber.
Okay, there's 3.
Travis and what's his brother name? Kelsey. Yeah. Kelsey.
Ricky, you can't be helping now. You can't help the guests with the brothers.
He's just retired.
Yes, he did. Send him with.
Yes. You can't help. That's called cheating. And the 30 seconds is
it Trace?
I don't know, because you lost me at the Barber Brothers. I was like, okay.
Why say Tiki Barber? They play football.
Okay. Well, the football was the first whole football game I ever watched in my life. So I'm glad that, you know, I would get to know some brothers. Now, we're going to play another game. And this game is the breakfast. I'm going to just call it again, Breakfast Phonics. I keep trying to bring this scramble name of the game. Production doesn't like it, but Breakfast Phonics is what we're going to call it. This is a scramble. And what's going to happen on this right here, I need you to tell me in also 30 seconds. So let me start my timer right now in 30 seconds. How many of these words can you unscramble with your eyes? And you're just going to call them out as you see them. And we're going to start the timer right now.
Bread, milk, bacon, sausage, cheese, and waffles.
Okay, see, wait. didn't even need 30 seconds on the clock for that. That's what I'm talking about. You
An avid reader.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I think you've seen this on Pinterest.
I haven't, but I'm an avid reader, so.
Well, now, since you like to read and you done made me hungry, I'm going to have you read this menu real quick because what we got to do is we got to feed you on the show. So I want to find out, what can we feed you today?
Catfish and grits.
Okay. Oh, have you had the catfish is so fried to perfection. You gonna love it.
with egg over medium.
Okay.
And can I get that gravy on the side?
Okay. Oh, that southern gravy.
No, I love the gravy.
It's just how they make it. You can keep it on the side so that way you can, because at Breakfast Brothers, you can get it any way that you want it.
So is it brown gravy?
It's brown, but it's not the brown gravy that you can just make out the packet. They really back there and I hit you.
It is not gravy.
That's how they
See, we need to put you in the kitchen because that is not gravy. Gravy is made with oil, flour. Like, yes, that's gravy. So gravy out of pack, that's dehydrated gravy. Okay,
And I doing that.
that's dehydrated gravy. Okay,
Reals?
we want real gravy.
Okay.
Okay. So catfish and grits
Okay.
with 2 eggs over medium.
Okay.
Gravy on the side.
We can do that. You know, I gotta feed you because you're here and you're gonna be interviewing butts for the time being. The games are over because then we're about to get to the real and find out a little bit more about your background. So until next time, yeah.
All right, we're here at the sit down with Melanie Linnear, and she actually ordered some food too, but we're going to talk a little bit about what we talked about early on. And coming from the banking into senior vice president of Concessions, tell me a little bit about the journey. We talked a little bit about it, but the transition from being in banking to being where you are today.
When I joined the State Fair of Texas, I actually came in as a secretary.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think a fair was where I truly fit in it. So I was like 5 years and I'm out of here. So, got involved, made the adjustment, stayed there, but enmeshed myself in the fair industry, getting involved in different elements of the fair, learning programs, getting certifications, in the business itself. And so what people don't know is that with the fair, with that industry as a whole, it's a big major industry,
Right.
The education, the involvement. And so I just got involved in the industry and just proceeded to grow from there. And so, evolved from a secretary to a coordinator to a director to VP and now senior VP.
Yeah, that right there, I think we got food coming for you too. So let's just got you the catfish and grits. All right.
I got it.
And I'm gonna let you. We're gonna have a regular conversation. So don't try to be proper. Eat like you at home, sister. If you do it, no, you ain't trying to be no bougie.
Food on my face.
Here, I'm gonna grab you, put these right there for you too. But with all that doing 35 years and the success, I know that you get all types of awards and everything. You just recently received the Elite New Community Investment Award too as well. Tell us a little bit about that after you get that bite.
The Community Investment Award, Daryl Blair, who, oversees Elite News, he and I went to high school together. And so he just looked at the diverse things, that the State Fair does, and my role in the community. We have a masterclass program where people who've actually applied to be vendors at the State Fair of Texas, but for some reason or another are not prepared to take on that role yet. We have a masterclass series that we actually put those, enroll applicants, people that have applied to be vendors at the fair. They have to be from the southern sector of Dallas. And so we take those applicants and we put them through a 5 to a 6 month program where we prepare them for inclusion in fairs, festivals, and events. And so we started this program in 2017. We have been able to spend 3 people that have graduated from the program into being vendors at the fair, and they have had a successful run as vendors.
And that's called the Big Tex Masterclass, right?
Yes, the Big Tex Masterclass.
Mm-hmm. Oh, let me go ahead. You know, we got a thing that we always want them to take their first couple bites, get you some of that fish and them grits, and
You gotta get the eggs.
yeah, you're finna say you got it. I never tried it like that. I'm gonna have to try it like that next time.
Yeah, this is. And you need hot sauce with the
Okay.
with the catfish.
We got that right here, so you know how we are. We're gonna keep that to the side on deck. Now we talking. Now you heard her say, she's the concession. 35 years at the State Fair, so she knows food and concession. She actually approves the restaurants and the concessions at the fair. And I got that. Okay, here she go. That catfish on point.
The seasoning is really good. So let me see what road is gravy served. That's good gravy.
You gotta try it on the grits. You gotta pour it on there. You gotta pour it out. And just like said early on, when you sitting down with Luscious, my co-host, that is not canned gravy. That gravy is prepped and made fresh every day.
I can taste the onions in it.
It's actually dissolved. It's got all of the bell pepper.
Puree.
All of that.
Puree. Sound like something my mom would make.
Well, my background comes from a lot of the stuff
A
that.
lot of aunts and grandmothers and exactly. But that's what food and beverage is all about. It's like all the recipes and stuff that are handed down. I love to see it when some of my vendors actually have products and stuff with recipes that are handed down from generations.
You know, and that's the next thing. To be in the fair, what's the qualification the restaurant has to have to be involved?
We look for new. We look for unique products. We look for something different from what we have already there. We're not looking for niche type products. Really a diverse mix of vendors and products. Everybody thinks that because somebody told them they cook good steaks or good hamburgers in the backyard, that it's gonna be, I can go to the fair, I can do this, I can make a lot of money. Yourself, owning a restaurant.
Right.
Everything ain't always what it seems. So there's a lot of work involved in doing it. And so when you think of concessions, you have to think about the word concessions, because concessions means an allowance. And so it's like a smaller version. So what they do at the fair is a reduced version of a restaurant. Minimum menu, anywhere from 4 to 7 items. That's the most that any concession stand needs to do. But when you say concessions, it's an allowance. So it's an allowance of a reduced portion of a restaurant. And so everything that looks like you can cook it in your backyard, it's totally different when you're trying, you're dealing with the health department and you're in a smaller confined space, a 400 square foot space,
For what, 2 weeks straight?
For 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
With 24 days. Our fair runs 24 days. So, but you're looking at product, you're looking at prep, you're looking at staff. It is really it is a restaurant, but it's a restaurant without the walls.
Right.
But you're doing it in a reduced capacity. And so, I always tell people after they go through their first fair, everybody thinks they want to do this. When the fair is over with, I want you to set up an appointment. I want you to come in. I want you to sit down, and I want you to talk to me and tell me what this was like for you. And what you find out is, you hear this. This ain't what I thought it was going to be. Well, what did you think? It's work. It really is work. Even just the prep of trying to put it together. It takes us anywhere from 9 to 10 months to actually put the fair together. When the fair ends in October, our accounting department goes into a different mode. Everybody else transitions into getting, we start to shift and start making plans and preparations for the next fair. So as soon as it ends, we close it out, we get everything out of Fair Park, and we go straight into production mode for the next year's fair.
That quick. And just like we talked on earlier, full round year. You know, now y'all just not there for 3 weeks, 24 days. Y'all there 24 hours around the clock for the whole year.
Exactly.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you. We sitting here talking, but I see you trying to get to that next fixing.
This is really good.
Man, I really appreciate that. You know, sometimes now that I'm actually in the restaurant business, it's hard to go out and eat a lot of times. So hearing that from you, stating that it's really good is big, because you deal with food all the time. And you have to, now we asking it, now we talking about this. Do you ever, some of the ideals that you invite, do they have to assess sometimes where they bring some taste testers for you guys to taste before they come in, the new restaurant come in?
Without tasting.
Without tasting. So that's even my point. Right there.
Even with the application process, we ask for a description. Sometimes you can miss things, you know. You look at the application, but you really can't get the full picture of what it is they have without actually saying, okay, let me set you up an appointment and bring the product in and let us taste it, give us the feedback. Because the first thing I want to know when they come in is, why do you want to be a vendor at the State Fair of Texas? You know, it's not about just coming in and making money. It's a business.
Right.
And I always tell, even the vendors that are there currently now, I tell them, you treat this like a business, it pays you like a business. Mm-hmm. You treat it like a hobby, you get paid, you know, like a hobby. So it is a business. And I want everybody that comes in, we want everybody to come in and be a success, you know. But to do that, you can't come in playing with it. You get 24 days to come in and make that impression. You only get 24 days to get it right. You don't have 24 days to come in there and not know what you're doing and playing with the, you know, the overall operation. You got to come in ready to hit and move on.
And, you know, sometimes, you know, we look at it. I have a hard time staffing here at your brick and mortars outside of trying to staff for 24 days at a fair that's going 24/7, then 2 big college football games in the midst of that. So do y'all have a standard pay rate each vendor that's approved that have to pay staffing, or is that something that the only vendor?
They do it themselves, because everything we book at the State Fair, everything is independently contracted. Mm-hmm. So we're a private nonprofit 501c3. And so everything that comes into the fair is contracted. We have a standard legal contract with it. So the vendors set their own pricing, they have their own people, they bring in all their own equipment. We basically just contract them to come in and work on location.
Well, let's do this, because, you know, now I'm pretty much get to I can sit here and talk about, because some of the questions I'm asking for myself too, but I can sit here and talk, but we're pretty much out of time. If there's any restaurateurs out there that want to be part of the State Fair, tell them where they can find you and give them any information that they...
You can go to our website at bigtex.com, bigtex.com, click on Get Involved, and then click on Concessions, and the application is there at our website under Get Involved. You have until March 31st if you're interested to get that application submitted, and we will take applications all the way up to 11:59 p.m. March 31st.
All right, people, you heard it straight from not a third person, not a wannabe. You heard it straight from Melanie Linnear, the Senior Vice President of Concessions at the State Fair of Texas. So if there's anything that you seen today with what she had, catfish and grits, come join us at any of our locations. Join us each and every Saturday right here at 10:30 in Dallas, CW33, Houston, CW39, and Oklahoma City, CW43. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm your host, Ricky Booker. See you next week.
Today's guest got the catfish, which is fried to perfection, the grits, eggs over easy with a side of toast. Here at Breakfast Brothers, you can get it any way that you like. All you got to do is visit all of our locations. You can find that on www.breakfastbrothers.com.
Wow, the one and only iconic red velvet waffle with mouth-watering syrup and wonderful tasting ingredients. Only here at Breakfast Brothers, where we feed your soul.
Three-pointer. It's good. Wins the game at the buzzer. Bounce.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Luscious Barbie. I'm here at Breakfast Brothers, Camp Wisdom location, and you know I gotta find out, what do the customers think about the food? Well, let's just go find out. All right, so I'm here and I see some delicious food on the table if you could smell what I'm smelling. But we're gonna find out who I'm here with and what did he get? I'm here with.
My name is Kenny.
Hey, Kenny, what you get today?
I'm getting the shrimp and grits.
Okay, how you like it?
Well, honestly, it's really about the best shrimp and grits I ever had. You know, and I'm being honest. I go to a restaurant. Usually, I find one item at a specific restaurant, and for this particular restaurant, it's the shrimp and grits. They're the best bar none.
All right, well, you heard it first right here from Kenny. The shrimp and grits is the best. At Breakfast Brothers, it's hard to leave without a to-go bag, but I'm gonna let her tell you what she got today.
I had catfish and pancakes and greens.
And what did you think about the food?
It was wonderful. This is probably our 4th or 5th time here.
Okay. Well, we welcome you to keep coming back.
The food was excellent.
Was it excellent?
Very good.
What did you get?
Eggs, bacon, and waffle.
Eggs, bacon, and waffles. You got the regular waffle or you got the red velvet waffle?
Red velvet.
Oh. It's something about that red velvet waffle that you can't resist. All right, we had another table, and you already know Breakfast Brothers is a family environment, so you see the baby, okay? And you can mix it up at the Breakfast Brothers. I see a little bit of everything on the table, but we're gonna find out who we here with and what did you get?
Okay, my name is Amber and this is Riley. We have the catfish and just about everything else. Everything is really good.
How did you find out about Breakfast Brothers?
We've actually been here before. We heard about it from a family friend and we just enjoyed it, so we decided to come back.
Nice. Well, family, friends, everybody that is recommending Breakfast Brothers, we love it. Look at the baby. And now you see what Breakfast Brothers is all about. Until next time, let's go.
Wow, the one and only iconic red velvet waffle with mouth-watering syrup and wonderful tasting ingredients. Only here at Breakfast Brothers, where we feed your soul.